do is just I'm clicking on the files and I can see different files. Can you see that? So if for example you are having two different projects you are working on, you are writing in at the same time, you can have all of them here. So they are having the similar interface, and they're there, but you don't need to switch in between the windows. And this is the nice thing of the Scrivener, which I really, really like. So now I think we all, and this was like an introduction. So you actually, it is not the paramount feature which you need to study right now and to do this. It's just for us to start with it. I think we start with the opening and creating a new project. And now, could you please write in the chat area whether you have your Scrivener open, or you have a problem to open it? Because to open Scrivener, there is no problem at all, but just for me to know that we are doing it all together. And while you are writing something in chat area, I'll show you how to create a new file. So I'll click on File, and then I choose New Project. What happens then? I can see this window, which shows me various formats of the new project which I can use. For example, I can use project for comic strip. If I'm writing some comic, I can write a comic strip, or a template for a novel, for an essay, and I think there is a poem there, right? So a lot of, if you scroll down, you can see a lot of various options for your project. Actually, I'm choosing blank now, which is the simplest one for us, and I'm creating a new project, and I push create, right? It asks me to write its name. Let it be demo. All right, let's call it like this. And it shows me the folder where it is going to be saved. You can choose any folder, but let it be documents then. All right, so I push create, and what happens then? I'm opening an absolutely new project, right? It looks very much like that project which we saw from my demos there, right? Compare, but it is empty, right? It is just the new file which we are having there. And if you see the binder, all the sections are empty, so nothing is there, right? What we can do with that file, and as I showed you, the inspector is hidden here. If you push at this button, the inspector, the third main space of Scrivener is opening. So you can either close to open and push in just by this. This is the inspector. Once again, inspector is about the information about this file. So we can, and the inspector notes synopsis then appears in the index cards if you put in the Cockbot view. If you put here, for example, I'm having the entire untitled document. Let me put it here. This section is about how to use Scrivener, right? So I put in synopsis here, right? This is information about this time. And then what happens if I click on the Cockbot view, if I put on draft? In the index card, look, I'm having that information which was in the inspector, which I put there. So index cards, they contain basically all the information which is once again, which is here in synopsis, right? So this is how it works. So now we haven't done anything in the writing area. So in the writing area, we can write anything. So let me put this, just the phrase here, which we are working, just one phrase, and it marks, somebody asked me about linguistic focus, and sometimes it offers us some options. I'm not sure that revolutionized can be done with S. I think that is also fine, but let it be how the Scrivener likes me to do. So this is, look at this text, and now I can, you are having your own text, and we now can work with this text and do different things with it. So first of all, which I do recommend to start with, is to choose your own style. Now it is said that no style, but we can here make our own styles. For example, I've done this the style which I've oh, it is a new document, so we have to create a new style. I'm highlighting some, for example, I'm putting, for example, I like Calibri, let it be Calibri 12, okay? So this is my new style, and I want this style to be saved, so I'm highlighting that. Then I go to Show Styles panel, and I can see the plus there, right? So plus is for us to create the new style. It opens the new window for me, and I call this style base. So this is my basic style, and let it be called base. And as soon as the text was, a part of the text was highlighted, I push OK, and have a look. We have it here, and the magic happened. Have a look. All my sentence was put into this style, even without me doing so. So when I choose one, when I even click here and choose the style I want to use, let it be, for example, I don't know, censored text. It is now there. Or let it be there, for example, heading 1. Now everything is going to be in heading 1. So, and so on. So this is how the style things work. So the also good and useful thing about styles, you can save your styles. You can set up a number of styles, and in order not to do it with any new project, you can organize a preset of styles for you. For example, you are using the styles in one project, and then you save it as a preset. And when you start the new project, you are having these styles you are getting, use the preset, use my preset, and then you are getting the styles there. So you don't need to do it every time when you start the new project. So actually, the formatting once again can go into the presets. Right. So this is about how we start working with it. Now, I'd like you now to play with Scrivener for, say, 5, let it be 5, okay, let it be 7 minutes now, and we finish 10 to 7. I'd like you to play and do one thing. I want you to get familiar with Binder. I want you to try to organize, to upload text in various ways. First of all, you can get the text by just adding new text, and it appears there, and then you, by copy paste, can bring the text here. Then what you can do, you can drag and drop the text from your, for example, from your folders. Let it be like I'll now show you any file which is there, which is my file. Okay, let it be the file which is called, for example, let it be task criteria. So I want this file to put in there. So I'm just, it is Word document, and I'm just dropping down it here. And have a look. It has a name here, and the similar name appears in Binder. You see, right? This is the same name. And here you can see my file in the area of writing area to work with it. So just simple in one click. Now I want you to do the same things as I did now. First, try to add a text by clicking either on the add a new document here, or you are having the same button on the top. Have a look. You are having plus button here, and you also, if you click on it, you're having one more document here, right? So whatever you are using, whatever, it's up to you how to use it, but try to create several files, okay? So now you are having 5 minutes to play with it. And if you have questions, do come with your question after that. So now we are trying the function of uploading files into Scrivener using 2 different ways, okay?
Lada, I'm sorry. We have one person who was experiencing some problems with opening the Scrivener, so she kind of missed what you've been telling. Can you please shortly repeat?
Yeah, definitely, I will. So what you're doing now, you are trying to upload, this is the first actually stage of creating any project. When you've done the project, I think we should create one more project to show how it should be done. So when you are opening the Scrivener, you are having the panel of Scrivener and you are clicking on File, and then you click on a new project. Then you're clicking on a new project and you are getting various formats of the project. For example, last time we looked at all of them, now look at nonfiction. So in nonfiction series, we have essay, we have general nonfiction, we have general nonfiction latex, we have paper in upper style, and we have paper in MLA style, and we have research proposal, and we have an essay in the humanities undergraduate, a little bit different in layout. So you are choosing which layout to use, which template to use for your project. This is a template actually. Yes, and last time I've chosen blank, so I think we should all start. So to be in the same page, we should all start with a blank page. So you click on blank, right? And then this window appears, which is now with me, which is now here. Then the task was to choose a file from any of your folders in the computer and to upload the file by dragging and dropping that file into your new project, into your document. For example, you can, last time I put it there, let it be now, not it, now I don't have so many PDF files there. Register, no, I'm not showing you register. Okay, we know what is there. Let it be here. Let it be this. So I'm uploading now. This is media file. It can't be uploaded. Yeah, or I'll show you how. So, okay. So once again, I'm uploading the same file the second time. And it appears here with its name. Try to do this function yourself, okay? If you are having questions, do please ask me something, because now we move on to the other functions of Scrivener, and I'll show you how to manage them.
Yeah, we have another question by Tatiana, and she asks where she can find the style option on Windows, because she has a bit a different interface. Do you know by any chance?
Once again, which function?
The style one.
The style. The style. I think the style option is in any screen is at the same place. I don't think that in Windows system you have it in different. It is straight here. No style. Can you see it? The styles are all there.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna answer to those people who are using Windows. I'm using Windows as well, and just on top of the document there is the style function, the font, the size, etc. It just, you don't even need to click on anything else. See it. It just above the page. So it looks very similar to Mac. Sorry.
I see your comments. I see your comments now. Concerning Mac and Windows, actually this third version of Scrivener, the developers claim that it is nearly similar in functionality. As for the previous version, which was a version 2 Scrivener, and you can see it on my doc here, it is Scrivener 2. It is a bit different. This is Scrivener 3, this is Scrivener 2. It did have differences in different operational systems, but this but version 3 shouldn't have that much in functionality. So if you Google the comments, they mostly are relevant for the previous versions of Scrivener. What you can do, all of you, Scrivener has 30 days trial period. You don't need to buy it right now and just to be disappointed that some functions are not there. It has 30 days trial period, which is not like literally 30 days. And if you are using Scrivener, say, once a week or 2 times a week, if you are using it once a week, you actually have in 30 weeks. So it is, it counts, the trial period counts the days you're actually using Scrivener. And in this period, you can try various options and decide whether those options, but I think everything that I presented today can be done in Windows as well, because they're basic functions. Probably some very small nuanced things, because the first version of Scrivener was developed for Mac, the first version, but it was like 15 years ago. Now, well, it is very interesting. Do get to me if you work with Windows and you can find a function there. So we'll discuss it and probably I'll help you with it. The problem with Windows, this is not a big problem, but there is a small one, that if you look for tutorials in YouTube, for example, Scrivener, there are some tutorials in English. You can find a number of tutorials there. I've noticed they're mostly using Mac in tutorials, so they are working with Mac. Probably it's not that big difference, but try with it. And what I know that there is a printed version of Scrivener manual for Windows, and you can upload it into your computer for free. So you can find answers there, for example. I don't think that it is restricted really for number 3, because this was the first thing which I checked before the seminar, and they say that no much difference. So probably the problem is in another thing. And here now we have an hour to try to address those problems, initial problems. Right, so if you have other questions, let me check the answers. Right. If you want to ask me something, you can ask me right now, because now I'm going to show you the research area which we haven't discussed yet. The difference between the draft area and research area. In the draft area, you can put only textual documents as texts, like pages, Word documents, that's it. In the research area, you can put any documents, PDFs, pictures, whatever, everything you need for your writing stage, for references, for example, or as your pictures in your draft, you can put in research area. And now we are going to practice with it once, as well as how we did with the first file. Now I want you to go to the folder, any folder of yours, and try to put, for example, the multimedia or a picture or something like that to the, for example, to research area. For example, I'll try and put the picture there for you to see it. So let it be that picture, and I put it in research area, and it appears there, and you can see it now. So have a look. This is a picture actually, and this is how this picture looks like. It's just I've put there. So you can put any files there, and you can put any media there. And this is how you for example, how it works. You can put an article there or anything. So your task is now for 5 minutes to try to drag and drop like imaginary materials for your future writing into the research area and see how it works. So let's try it for 5 minutes as well. Not for 5. Let's do it like in 3 minutes, because that's not hard. It is the same as you get used to it.
Lada, we have another question from Olga, and she asks, what's the difference between draft and research sections?
Yeah. Once again, so I have just said about it. I'll repeat, no problem. So in the draft section, you can manage and upload the documents, and they are all done in the textual format. Let me show you this is an empty document, and now I'm showing you the real article, the real document. So in the draft section, you are getting your writing. Look, there are different sections, different things. So this is basically your writing. In the research area, you are having supplementary materials for your writing, like pictures, like, for example, articles. For example, I'm having the first one. This is the article. This is the article I'm using for my research. And this article, if I click on it, it appears in my main area. I can't write on it because this is in research area. In the draft area, you can write in any document, and this is for writing. But I can use it, and I can use it for references, for example. This is the difference. Then another difference is between draft area and research area that you can use, for example, bookmarks, and you can, it is here in the binder, different bookmarks, and I can, for example, drop and down, take, for example, the article. Now it shows me metadata for this article in the bookmarks, but I can actually drop my article by clicking on there. I can drop, for example, my article here, and if I go to the, for example, I don't know, results, this article appears in my bookmark. So in writing, sometimes it is very convenient to have your references all here on hand. In any case, when you need to refer it, you just click on it, and this article appears in the separate window. So you can, for example, you can do something with it, read it, and copy and paste it, and close it if it is not necessary. The important thing is that you are not multiplying files here. When you are transferring your files from research area to your bookmarks, it doesn't mean that you double the same file, which makes your overall project twice heavier. It doesn't mean it. It is only a bookmark. So here, while you are viewing the entire article here, actually it is a link. It is the same as it works in reference managers. You probably know, for example, in Zotero, when you can even create all the Zotero base with links. You don't need physically to upload the articles, and that's why it is not heavy, because there are only links stored there, not the entire articles. So in bookmarks, once again, area, you are having links, but you are working with it and you are using them as articles. And all of them are stored in research area, and this is the difference. Okay? So if you have played with moving multiple files in the draft and in the research area, now we can move on. Okay, right. Oh, found. Thank you, Konstantin. You found it finally. That's great. Don't hesitate to ask me questions. The problem with Scrivener, actually Scrivener in their own platform, they have tutorials, but sometimes it is easier to ask something and to get the direct question rather than to go there and to watch numerous videos in order to, probably your problem is not that hard to solve just in one. So don't hesitate to ask now, because today's seminar is for you to ask me questions. Right, so now we've played with the binder, and I think I've shown you the most important, the paramount things about binder. And now we can go to the cock view, and I have to go there and then push cock view. Right, so I've not done it right. So I was going to show you the thing which I demonstrated in screenshots. Now I'm going to show you this, how it works. So how we physically can transfer different cuts. Can you see that the color is changing when I'm putting moving cuts? So this kind you can do. You can visually move different cards in different places, how you feel they should be. Right? For example, if I've noticed that green is my to-do list, if I've noticed that, for example, my methodology is not fine, and I can easily, after reading this, put it here, and it means that I have to do. And for example, if my conceptual conceptual framework is already there, I put it in done, and this is my favorite color. So I want all my projects to be my parts to be complete. So my aim is to put all of them here. Right, and you can have them in different view. For example, now you are getting them in the vertical view, right? So you can click on there and you can get them in this view, which is actually a timeline, right? As I told you, and I prefer this horizontal view. And I like it to see how my different parts, how they are done, how I'm working with them. So this is what labeling does. I'm not going to ask you to do something with labeling now, because in order to do labeling, you first of all have to create the documents there. And I just was going to, and it is easy. I was just going to show you how it all works. And this is, to repeat, using the cogboard, this is a very good brainstorming tool for us to revise our outline and to deal with it. So this is a nice thing to try. Right. Now I was going to try other things with you with Scrivener, as we are happy with how Binder works. So now let's try to make various windows. Now we can close inspector. Pushing this blue button, we can hide the inspector section just to make our area a little bit wider. So now I want to show you how to work with multiple screens, and I want you to work with multiple screens as me, because now you're having more than one text in this, right? So I'm having here like six different texts. There's 5, 7, so 6 of them, and you're having at least 2. So for this section, we need at least 2 things. How to get the multiple screen view? We are clicking on this button, which is on the top. This is splitting. And if I click on it, my screen splits into 2 parts. Again, there are 2 views on it. It can be done like a vertical view, or it can be done horizontally, which you can also use. I like this vertical view, so I keep it there, but you can do it horizontally. Now, if you might see, I can see here 2 similar chapters. But if I click, for example, in this one, I'm having another chapter here. What I need is just to click on Binder and highlight the section which I want to work with. And this is that split view thing. Now I'm giving you again 3 or 4 minutes to play with this split screen, because split screen is convenient. And probably if you are not quite sure now to start with it, because you don't have that much here, just try to see how it works and play with it. The good thing is, for example, is one screen is more important for you. For example, you are writing in this part. You can shrink another part, and you can make one part bigger and another part make smaller and thinner, right? So you can do it this way. So also you can move it. You can also, what you can do, you can swap the screens, and if you click on the arrow, they will be swapped indifferently, right? So if we swap here, we are having another thing. So we can choose the section by clicking on this one. And we can easily return back to our normal view by clicking on the same button again. If we click on this button, right, and we want it to be in horizontal, for example, in horizontal view, right? So you are clicking on it, you are right-clicking on it, and you can have it in different views, right? So now you are playing with it for some time. Once again, I'll show you this here. For example, that will be done like this. That will be one part from the conclusion. And now I'm writing conclusion. Okay, and again, if you're having questions, you can post them here in chat. Natalia is asking, how can I download the English version? I don't know really. My version is in English.
I think to download the English version, you need to change the language of your computer, because what I read on the internet. Yeah.
I see. I see. Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. Right. So the language of my computer is English. So I think yes, that's why yeah. So if we, so yes, yeah, you have. So it adjusts to the language of your computer. That's
Can
interesting.
I just comment on it problem? I just did it, so I Google it, and you can use the tools and options, and there is a language function, so you can change it, and then you should restart your Scrivener, and then it appears in English version or another if you choose another.
Yeah.
So I suppose it could be helpful for that.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. And what you have to do is to upload the soft, so launch it again. So just simply choosing the language, it doesn't work. So you have to close the application and start it again. So this is important. So in this case, it can work. Right. Okay. Now. What I was going to play with you is linguistic focus, definitely, because you asked me about this and we have some time and with the text tidying. So I'm closing this. If you're happy with split screen, and I'm not showing you how to do split screen using copy holder, which I showed you in this slide, and you can view this screenshot in your presentation sent to you, so you can play with it. So I think we won't do it now. It's not complicated at all, but I think that you'll learn it. So the idea, it is clear. So to use multiple screens, but I think you can do it using, so you can use multiple screen using split screen, using quick reference, and using copy holder. So there are 3 functions of Scrivener which allow you to see multiple screens on it. Right, so now as people asked me about a linguistic focus, I think we'll play a little bit with this. So we go to edit, click on edit, then we go down to writing tools, and then we can see linguistic focus. And if you click on linguistic focus, that pop-up window which was demonstrated in the slide appears. As I told you, you can play with fade and you can do it not like disappearing on the list forever. So now I'd like, you can in the bind, you can highlight in the binder, click on the binder, the text which you prepared for this seminar in advance, because we need some portion of text for the linguistic focus to work. And then you are choosing your focus. So verbs were demonstrated. Let it be adjectives. It's interesting for me because in Manchester I was advised not to use adjectives, especially opinion adjectives in academic writing. So I don't think I have a lot, but actually I'm having some. Look, what happens if I choose fading? If I choose fading, they are appearing more or less, they should appear more or less. I think I should do it first and then yes, have a look. Now it works. So I'm moving it and it is choosing right image. If you have the other text disappear forever, you just put the maximum fading and you are there. So this is linguistic focus, how it works. The same trajectory goes for so let's have a couple of minutes for you to try it and come up with the questions if you have any with this function. Lyudmila, I haven't told yet about in-text citations, and I'm going to do it right now, just after when we finish our synchronous part. At the end of the seminar, I'm going to show you how in-text citation work in Scrivener. I'll show you. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah. Okay, right. Just in some time. Yeah, we'll definitely do it, because this is an important, this is the final part of what is it, what is to use it for. Right, so the same as the linguistic focus, we can go the same trajectory, goes for text tidying. As I told you in the previous part and showed you how to tidy your text automatically. You click on edit, then you go to text tidying, and you can oh, oops, I'm sorry, I lost it. So you go to text tidying and you can see multiple options what you like to do with text tidying. For example, you can renumber paragraphs, as I said. You can replace multiple spaces with single spaces. Remove empty lines between paragraphs, remove page breaks. If you made page breaks, you can remove them right now, etc. So you can tidy your text and you can play it by this trajectory, which I told you. Now, as I was going to show you how to, now we are moving to the compiling section, and if you're having questions, you can leave them in the chat area. Now I want to show you how to work with the reference, with Scrivener and the reference manager. As you see, I'm having Zotero as a reference manager, and I'm opening it now. So this is my Zotero, how it is organized in chapters or in folders. And for example, now I want to make a reference to for example, to a source. I can do it half automatically by clicking on the file and calling for reference manager. Or I'm not using this function because for me it is much easier to go to the Zotero. Then, for example, I don't know, let it be Cobb. And I'll click in the resource and then I do Control S. And it means that my this reference is copied on the clipboard. Or I can do it like by using the drop down window, is just to for example, spot item, and I can also copy it. Then what happens then? Then I have to open inspector because it is there. And then I go to, for example, to the place where I want to insert this reference to, and highlight, then I go to notes. And this is important. So you are putting all your reference, you are putting in the footnotes, and make sure that your footnotes are on. There is an area of comments. If I put here, look, it is comments, and the other one is footnotes. So we are clicking on footnotes. Then we are highlighting the place here and creating the empty the new footnote there. We are highlighting it there and creating the footnote. Well, I'm doing there. So the thing is that you are is there, right? It is a comment. We don't need a comment. No, I need this. All right, it is there. And then I put the reference there. My reference haven't copied, unfortunately, from Scrivener, but the trajectory is clear. So you are copying your reference from Scrivener. Let me do it again for you. So I think I can do it. So the reference should look like, for example, this reference of Vygotsky. It is the same. So it should appear there. It appears from Scrivener. What you're having at the end of your work, for example, if we look at the conceptual framework, you are having your inspector full of those Zatera references, right? So you can see them there. And now we start the process of compiling the file in order to extract these references in their section at the end of the document. So for this thing, you need compiling, and compiling here, it is another button, or you can go to compiling like by clicking on file, and then you can, I never use this actually thing, so I think I'll use this article, right, and then I go to file and I use it like here we have different input versions, right, where to put them there, and I need compiling. Actually, what I'm using all the time, I'm using my the compiling function as alt command command E. So when I'm using alt command E, I'm having this compiling screen. So this is the compiling, this is how compiling works. But actually you can click on the button there. It is there. Right. So if I want to compile this article, I'm just saying there are three windows here which you have to choose the format of your file which you want to get finally, or you are choosing the section layout, and you are choosing the other things which you want to particularly have in your final product. I think now I do recommend you to stick in the safe mode of default settings for the first time to see how the compiling process, the entire compiling process. And then if you see that you need another format, you go to this window and choose the format and the section layouts which you want to choose. For example, sometimes you need the section title and you need the text in this title in a format. Sometimes you need just the section. So you're choosing, for default, it is chosen the section title and some text. Or you can, for example, use just the text. Or you can use another subheadings format and use that. So first of all, I do recommend to stick to the default settings because it is safer. You don't need to do all the things. So you click compile, and it says that it is nothing to compile. Okay, so we have to choose what we want to compile. I haven't chosen it. Let it be, okay, I'll compile once again. Let me do, yeah. I'll do with the introduction. So I want to compile my introduction. So I'll put alt command E, and my compile window pops up. And then I'm saying that I want to compile current section, and it appears here like introduction, and I'm putting compile, and we can see it. No, I don't want to print it. I don't want to print it. So now once again, I want to have it in ODT format, because when I'm saving it in ODT format, I'm having this file where I can use Zatera plugin to integrate the references from there into the normal reference section. So I'm choosing ODT format and I'm clicking export. And now it is exporting to the ODT file. I hope so, it will. Actually, it takes some time normally, so don't worry if it is not done, don't fast. So mine is done. So now we can open that file in the ODT format and work with it. But before we'll be getting the final reference, we need, and this is the trick which actually not very easy to find in the help section. So this is how I've done experimentally. In order to do the second step, you have to open Zotero and you can go to Tools, and then you can choose the scan, the scan you are using to you are using the proper scan in order to restruct the references from the initial file to the file where you can get them organized properly in your file. So it normally gives me some options. So I am having introduction here, right? It is not allowing. Okay, so let it be like here it is. So then I'm showing where the scanned file should be, and normally it has this scanned function in it. And then you choose continue, and then so no, it says that the no. Sometimes it has some if your file contains some reference which are not properly set with their metadata in Zotero, you have a list of reference here. So mine is quite fine, so it lets me do so. Right, so this is the final step when you get the file which you can extract your reference with in a traditional way how you are doing in Zotero. Unfortunately, our time goes to the end, so now I think we need to leave at least 5 minutes for your questions. So I want to thank you for everything you did with me, and that you were with me today, and we looked at how it all worked and revised the various functions of the basic functions of Zotero. So if you're having any questions, I think it is now the right time for you to the questions. And Tatiana wanted to, before you think of the questions, Tatiana wanted to ask you something, right, Tatiana? No? Tatiana? All right, while we are waiting for Tatiana, I wanted to show you, I wanted to then very small summing up of today's section for you, just to take it with you and to take it with you and to just to have this with you. So summary of today's section then, while we are waiting for Tatiana.
Yeah, just I'm ready.
Okay,
So,
right. Just 2 minutes, okay?
yeah, sure.
So what we've done today, first of all, we reviewed the different stages of writing process, right? We did it, you did the poll of it, and then we looked at various Scrivener features. First one of them was Cogboard, then there was binder, then placeholders, which we haven't done yet, but placeholders, they're small index things. You can use them in order to not to number your, for example, figures in your articles, because sometimes you don't know exact number of the figure. You use not the figure itself, but the placeholders of the figure, and keep all the figures in the research area. So this is how placeholders work. Then we looked at inspector, then we looked at composition mode, then we looked at set words target, breakaway window, there are multiple windows in one screen. Then we discussed copy holders, which is also a function of breakout windows. Then we viewed labels with colored stripes, right? We looked at text tidying, language focus, and compiling into a finished product. Now,